Welcome to my show, the Niina Live Show. Ooh. Welcome to my show, the Niina Live Show.
Thank you for your patience. Thank you. God bless you. Bye. Hi. I want to bring in some True Tuesday to you today. It doesn't matter what you plan for your day. It doesn't matter what you want or what you need. Here's what I want to tell you. There is a witness inside of you. There is a spirit inside of you that will guide you and tell you what you need to do. You know, I always tell people who tell you in the world, say, don't follow your feeling. Don't act too much on your feelings. But you know, that's misleading, because you really should be following your feelings and you really should be acting upon your feeling. But then you have to check your feelings as well sometimes. Is it because of something you yourself have placed in there that you are thinking of? Why do I say that? Something happened today. I planned my day today. I was supposed to go to work and finish my client's work and stuff. But I just had a call to ask for my son to come back home because there's an incident in him that he can't be at school and he's not really well. Now, here's the thing. From the very morning, my son, he's the first person that wakes up in the morning. But when I woke up around 7:30ish, he was still asleep. So I thought, let me sleep. And that is not normal, which already my spirit told me it was not normal. Then as I finished my, I worship throughout the day as I'm getting ready, and the Holy Spirit told me, don't take him in school. But I still took him to school. Why is that? Simply because I had a day plan what I wanted to do. You see, when we say that we want God to order our steps, sometimes we have to understand that God is not respecter of your plans. God is not respecter of your boss. He's not respecter of whomever it is that is your client that you're working with. God is not a respecter of ordering your step. See, I'd already had the prompt this morning. Don't take him to school. So he went in anyway. So here I was preparing to leave when the call came to say he's coming back home. And I was like, I couldn't frustrate. I couldn't be depressed. I just had to make few changes, few emails to excuse myself. Now, some people could be frustrated. This is the point where people break down. They're like, oh my God, and all these things. Oh, great. And then you're trying to have a go at the school. But when really and truly, the highest person, the creator himself, prompts you in the morning and say, don't do this. But you still went and did it because you say, oh, if I don't do it, this will happen. Who knows your life better than yourself? God. Who knows your ways, your life, your children, your home better than yourself? God does. So I want to pass this message to you. So it doesn't matter the height you are with God. It doesn't matter whether you're a pastor, you're evangelist, you're a teacher, you're a prophet, whatever it is. We need to still train our spirit in this busy, hectic life on how to listen to the leading of the Holy Spirit.
eBay's on the beat.
Nice and lovely music.
See how the girls them they say them they wait make a play me now they look them way. Them don't know say me get a pretty dance let me love her through way. If not a beauty, she confirm. If not a body shape, she confirm. Anyway she buckle up, me concur. And when she look at me, I must fall, yeah. Baby, why your waist? And as the bed do the drop, make me not let them waste. Anybody they knock, make you tell them to wait. And I see the hurt right now, I am feeling the heat, the heat. I got plenty things for you, baby. You're my secret lover. You're my secret lover. I got 99 package for you, but only one love. Only one love, yeah.
Baby, come show me love. Cause I don't want anybody to take in your place. Baby, can you gently? You bust my brain so steady. If I close my eyes, now you I see. When I open my eyes, now you I see. Yeah, hey, baby you correct. Aye. The way you the wine it on, I will never forget. As the thing they go, I feel them people get. And as you they see me, so I they give you respect, respect.
I got plenty things for you, baby. You're my secret lover. You're my secret lover. I got 99 package for you, but only one love.
Okay. Que pero ya con un company. Many different lovers do that.
Zion's sake, I can't keep my mouth shut. I am his people and I will not hold my tongue. God righteousness blazes down like the sun. Then my salvation flamed up, flames up like a torch.
You see, the foreign countries can see God righteousness. The world leaders can see God glory. I got the brand new name straight from God. I'm the standing crown jewel gold cup. I'm held high in the hand of my God. No more will I be known as rejected, and my world is no longer known as the world of ruin.
Righteous rider, Team Lord's side, El Suck, Miss Nile, taking it to a whole new level, from poetry, bringing it out through the music. In the beginning, God created heaven and earth. He already had a plan before my mother gave birth. He's 3 times holy, the only one that I serve. I praise the Lord even when things get worse. Look, I'm on the Lord's side. I'm always here to support. Shout out to Niina, doing big things for a good cause. And every time you holler, I'ma back you, sis. Miss Niina, Team Lord's side, we got this.
Zion's sake, I can't keep my mouth shut. I am his people and I will not hold my tongue. God righteousness blazes down like the sun. Then my salvation flamed up, flames up like a torch.
The Lord has announced a message from one end of the earth to the other. He has said, tell the people of Zion, look, your Savior is coming. He is bringing his people back as his reward. He has won the battle over the enemies. Zion.
My life would have been less if I'd only listened and not, took my boy to school. Because now what happened is I stressed every other person that had to deal with him in the condition that he was going through. And that is not nice. I walked out of God's will because God already told me don't take him to school. And I chose to take him to school. That's walking outside of God's will. So when you walk outside of God's will, you don't do good, even though it appears to be good. You don't do good. What you do is you cause other people pain, frustration, and hurt. And that's why God always prompts us to avoid the pain, the hurt, and the frustration to other people. So this is what I want to tell us today. The simplest way to walk with the Holy Spirit, the easiest and simplest way is just listen to him. Listen to the Holy Spirit when he speaks to you. What is your problem? The challenge that you're going through today, if the truth be said, the Holy Spirit already told you.
Broken spirit, in the hands I became, when the selfish acts were over the up and left me. Never saw my pain, only saw their gain. But for every tears I cried, someone was watching me. He chose to love me without a shadow of doubt. When he touched me with me in mind. And the way he loves me, it's with me in mind. When a woman's love right, she's the soul by God's side. Listen, some did say that true love comes with great pain, but I say it's a lie, because his love is active conditionally. I once thought to change me. Changes happens when you know you need this changing. Till you admit that you need help from the Most High. Changes will not happen without God in your life. It's time to get on your knees and scream out to the Lord. Please come into my life. It happened in a moment. It did not take much time. It was so hard to see what was there all along, until the day I believed. That's the day I was beautified.
On the bar, she had the kind that get me over. She's like a crude me discover. All the session this is over. Me got international love for you. Nobody have to put us under, cause my love for you is stronger. And me want you to know that me got international love for you. Only you feel understanding. Other girls in this life, them cannot comprehend me. Me no say them they eye me, but me no want to let them, baby girl, tell me why me. This kind of love is special. We can even make it better. Me baby girl from Africa. Summertime we can run from the beach in Jamaica. You need no introduction. Girl, you know me feel your passion. I know you pretty girl from Africa. That's what me say. She had the kind that get me over. She's like a crude me discover. All the session piece is over. It got international love for you. Nobody have to put us under, cause my love for you is stronger. And me want you to know that it got international love for you. At the text I they do something, oh. She the text I they do something, oh. With the text I they do something, oh. Do something, oh. Hey. At the text I they do something, oh. She the text I they do something, oh. With the text I they do something, oh. Do something, oh. Hey. Baby girl to stage on my hell. Baby girl to stage on my hell. Dance so sweet, I mean know you love it. The way you move your hips and the way you flaunt it. Those sweet FRO1. You know how the thing go. To say la vie belle. To say la vie belle. Hey, you need no.
I am a light of this world. I know who I am, not an ordinary light. I am a light of this world. I know who I am, not an ordinary light. I am a light of this world. I know who I am, not an ordinary light. I am a light of this world. I know who I am, not an ordinary light. I am a city on a hill that cannot be hidden, don't you know? Yeah. No one lights up a lot and puts it under the basket, no, no. No, no. My lamp is placed on a stand where it gives light to everyone in my whole world. I'm not here to make the world understand my message on my songs, because I am a mystery and God has made me a wonder. I am a light of this world. I know who I am, not an ordinary light. I am a light of this world. I know who I am, not an ordinary light. I am a light of this world. I know who I am, not an ordinary light. I am a light of this world. I know who I am, not an ordinary light. I am a light giving a meaning to the lives of everyone. I'm me. Until you turn the light on, you cannot know what is in front of you. No, no. This gospel is about what Jesus already done, not about me or you. I am the only light shining into this world of mine, because not an ordinary light. I am a light of this world. I know who I am, not an ordinary light. I am a light of this world. I know who I am, not an ordinary light. I am a light of this world. I know who I am, not an ordinary light. I am a light of this world. I know who I am, not an ordinary light. I am a light of this world. I know who I am, not an ordinary light.
My name is Niina, known as Niina Life Coach, because I'm a life coach, amongst other things. I am a mummy of 5 beautiful children, and I'm so proud of. And yeah, and basically that's it. And I'm a friend to many people, and a child of God. Yes, that I will always be. Now, what's pushed me to do this particular thing is because I'm originally from Democratic Republic of Congo. I was born there and partly grew up there, but mostly grew up in the United Kingdom. But nevertheless, I'm very much rooted in where I come from. And there were things and stuff which, you know, being given the best of both worlds, I was able to evaluate and research and see, you know, where things were. But just to move forward, today I want to talk to you about the IQ and the EQ. Well, I put it in as EI because otherwise you can call it as the EQ as well. Now, IQ we know is intelligence, you know, quotidian, and then EY is the same. Now, EQ is the same, but I say EI because I call it the emotional intelligence. Now, I come from a part of the world where, you know, intelligence is so important. You know, you have to read, you have to go to school, you have to go to university, you have to do all those things for people to know that, yeah, you really, really are intelligent. And that's part of the IQ, you know, because the more information you have, the more knowledge you have, and the belief, the more you will be successful in life. But unfortunately, throughout my own life and my own personal journey of life and looking at my own family, there's been quite a lot of intelligent people who ended up quite badly. And I had to question myself. So this is a university, you know, graduate, and they're behaving like this. And this is, do you understand? So I started questioning, why is it that these people had intelligence, but when it came to emotional stuff, they had no control. They didn't know what to do. So that's when I started doing the research, and I discovered through doing my research is that there is such a thing called emotional intelligence. Now, emotional intelligence, it's something which in African nation, they don't really teach about it. You don't get to hear about it. All you hear is read your book, be intelligent so that you can be, you know, if I can say my dialect, let's say, oh, il faut que tanga, il faut que vous intelligent, pour comme docteur, comme boy. That's great. You know, you're telling people to study, to be doctors, to be lawyers, everything. So, but when it comes to the emotion side of things, they're not so intelligent on how to use the emotion. So what you find is a lot of people in the later age, just let's say about 45 and above, they have failed life because they were intelligent. They were all like graduate and to the highest level, but they entered into a relationship that destroyed them and they're dead. Why? Because they were not emotionally intelligent. Why is that? A lot of people, they were patrons, you know, bosses of companies, huge companies. And then they end up sleeping with the secretary or something, and then the company goes downhill. Why? Because they didn't understand about the emotional intelligence. Now, this is why in this particular book, The LOV Truth, I'm talking just a little bit about certain things, and I'm talking about what truly love is and what love is not, because a lot of people get love mixed up with lust. And when I mean lust is like, you know, feelings and stuff like that. So people get love and lust mixed up so many things. And people that do that are people that don't have the EQ, you know, the EI. So they don't have the emotional intelligence. You see, I use me as an example all the time because, you know, I'm a life coach, so I deal with a lot of people. So I avoid giving just, you know, example without basing it on myself. So it's important that I use myself as an example so nobody can think that I'm talking about them.
So me, for instance, I remember there's a time, I'm a woman, as everybody knows, that every woman, it doesn't matter whether one person thinks you're cute or the other person thinks you are not, as long as you're a woman and you have your body shaped how my body is shaped, men will always look at you, even female. So that is always going to be standard. Now, you as a woman, you need to understand this. Now, I've always had the EI from a very younger age. You see, I was exposed to the EI from a very younger age because growing up, it's like I was surrounded by so many different people in Congo or here that, I've learned through observation. And then those observations has pushed me to doing researches. I'm a huge researcher. I love researching. And I've started researching ever since I've been in this country. So I research and I find all these things. I didn't know at the time that the things I was finding out, one day they will pay off. But it was so important for me to find out all these things. Now, EI is something that I have so highly. Do you understand? So I have the emotional intelligence so highly, to the point, maybe that's the reason why, I may have 5 kids for 5 different men. I will always talk about it. But nevertheless, my kids are being so successful. I'm raising them okay. And the fathers may not be there for me emotionally, but it's not a problem. But I know how to, I have the emotional intelligence and how to cope with them and how to deal with them so they do not affect the growth of the children. And this is why the children are growing so full of love, because I'm able to emotionally and intellectually speak and keep all those things going. Emotional intelligence, it is the most important things before IQ, if you ask me. Going to school, doing university is so important. I'm no doubt for you to get whatever it is, job, money, whatever. But if you don't have the emotional capacity or the emotional discipline on how you carry yourself in this job that you're going to get, in this business you're going to start, unfortunately, you're going to ruin your life. Now, we have all heard stories where people will start a business. In my country where I come from, especially the Democratic Republic of Congo, there's something that I'm really praying for the next generation. It will no longer exist. Male and female doing business together, I don't know why they always want to sleep with each other. That is the most biggest curse that we have in that country. You cannot work in an office with another male person, whether they're married or not. These people don't care. So just because you feel you're working together, you are getting along together, chemistry is great, it does not mean you must sleep together. It is not love. It's what we call, this is where your emotional intelligence has to kick in. You have to tell yourself, hold on, I get along with this person very well, but I'm married, he's married, so he can't be loved. So there has to be something further. Maybe there's a business that the two of you, that energy can, create money through that way, but it's not sex. And have you not noticed that every time now you will go and you will sleep with that person or that female, everything about your life, business, everything is gone down? Because that chemistry that you were feeling, it wasn't for you to sleep with that person, but it actually was for you to start either a business or to connect into other venture, which would then be a beneficial things to yourself. A lot of marriages have broken down because of this stupidity. A lot of people have lost their wives and husbands and children because of this stupidity. And a lot of people have died because they lack the EI, emotional intelligence. Now, I give me as an example, when I started shooting the Chérie Bondowe. Chérie Bondowe, I was shooting it with a very well-known, Congolese director, Nekunda. Now, him and I used to joke a lot and we used to laugh a lot. Like I said, I'm a woman. Any man would just look at you. But I had the emotional intelligence to always put him back to check. So we always have to pull work first. We always have to do this thing. Because you can even see sometimes we talk, and we get along. And if you see us even today, we get along so fine. He's like the biggest brother, the best friend any woman could ever want. But a lot of people were thinking that there was something going on between him and I. And I always used to tell him, say, Yaya, don't worry. Yaya means big brother. Say, don't worry. One day, what we are doing will eventually escalate and people will be able to see it. And it has happened. He has done documentary. He has done so many amazing things. You know, one of his best documentary he's done was Keep a Vita documentary, which is taking him all around the world. Brazil is going again next year. There's so many things he's doing. He's successful. But why is he successful? Because he had a female person around him that he connected to spiritually and emotionally. So I was able to use that connection of the emotion that we have and add more value into him and give him more of, you know, things to do and encourage him and things. But it was not to have sex with him. It was not for us to become girlfriend and boyfriend. And this is the reason why today me and his wife were like the closest friends ever, because she came to understand. And this is part of my reason why I'm alive today, is to really educate a lot of African people about this emotional intelligence. Because a lot of you just feel, if you see somebody and wow, you know, something strike you, or, you know, they look so nice and they look so this, and you just think, I have to sleep with her. The moment you will sleep with that person, I'm just telling you, that's also the last time you will ever do anything with that person, because what you've done is you physically done something what really and truly what was trying to connect you guys was so spiritual and so invisible you couldn't see. It was emotion. You can use your emotion of being so close to a male friend. Like me right now, most of the people around me are male. Most of the people, one of my soul brother, I always call him soul brother. People say, why are you calling him soul brother for? But look at how successful our life is going. Why? Because I have the emotional intelligence to understand this person here, we get along so fine. We connect. Listen, sometimes it's before even I end my sentences, he already comes in and he says it. But it doesn't mean he's to be my husband. It doesn't mean he's to be my boyfriend or somebody that I need to sleep with. No. It simply means that we are connected in this season to do amazing things together. And we are doing amazing things together. It's called emotional intelligence. And many women, especially African women, don't understand this. Many women, they can find themselves working with a very well-known director, or maybe, you know, anybody. And they just feel that they need to sleep with that person, so that it's like as if they think if you sleep with that person, then suddenly all the wealth that you are seeing him having, it will be transferred to you. Wealth does not get transferred through sex, my dear. Wealth gets transferred by the discipline you have with your emotion. Work is work. Business is business. And some of you will go to all this business network, not for business purpose, but to look for a guy or a woman. And that is a put off for somebody like me. You see, there are women that God is raising in this season, which are not afraid of male species. And I'm one of those women. I am straight and I'm direct. You can hit me up on my Instagram. You can hit me up on my Facebook and tell me how gorgeous and everything I am. Brother, if you aren't bringing me business that's going to make me money so that I can put food and clothes on the back of my children, block you. Bye-bye. Don't waste my time. Because I love myself. My kids love me. I can look at myself in the mirror and say I look amazing. But you are not going to think that a woman like me, I will be moved by compliments. That I will be moved by petty. I call them petty compliments because really and truly they are petty compliments. I am only moved by the people that I've allowed to come into my inner circle. And they're not very many people. And these people, if I've allowed them in my inner circles, because they are genuine. They are very genuine. They are not rushing to want to get me in bed. No, they're very genuine. They are bringing me things. What they do, bring stuff out. So emotional intelligence is very important. You can be the only female around many guys. But it doesn't mean that those guys just, they love you in the way that they want to sleep with you. No, they just love you maybe because you speak well. I get a lot of people, guys sometimes, will come to me and say, oh, your words brings life to me. And I'll be like, oh, thank God for that. I'm so happy for you. And I wish them well. But it's not a reason for me not to say, oh my God, did you know that guy said, oh my God, he's giving me life. Oh, I'm going to just want to, I think he likes me. No, emotional intelligence. And most women I find who do things like that are women who don't know who they are. And likewise for men too. Most men always feel that they need to sleep with somebody who's helping them have issues. Because you see a lot of men sometimes, they will meet a girl and she seems to be in a very powerful position. Very, very powerful position. And then suddenly they think like, oh yeah, with the thing that she's doing and what I want to do, not what you're doing, but what you want to do, it would be great. So instead of me going through business, she may think that I'm not doing anything. Let me try to go through the back door through love. Let me try to start giving her compliments. Let me start asking her about her boyfriend and things. Because women, sometimes we always have a habit of complaining about our men. So the moment you start to complain about your man, the man now knows all the right words to say to you that your man is not saying. And then before you know it, you're in bed with that person. And before you know it, your business, young lady, and the not business he had is gone. Because you see, he only wanted to get in through love, through your heart. So then he can start manipulating you and controlling you. And then you get caught. And this is why you see me, every time people come around me, I'm always talking about I'm a lone mother. Yeah, I may be married, so what? Marriage is for earth only. Yeah, I may have children, so what? It's for earth only. If you want to meet me when it comes to business, you're meeting me, Niina. You're not meeting my husband. You're not meeting my children. You're meeting me. And you want to know about my husband? Oh, I don't care about my husband, what you want to think, what you want to do. I don't care what he wants to do or live his life. At the moment, we are married, which means we are moving through life to whatever it is, to the place that he may get tired and say, okay, you know what, honey, I want to step down. I say, no problem, honey, you step down. And I've said this to so many people, and people think that I'm crazy. My husband is like, how can I say? He's a person who's also finding his way in life. So I'm just like his partner for life at the moment. And I say at the moment because, like you say, sometimes when people reach the goal that they want to go to and then they realize that they don't want to carry you along with you anymore because you're either dragging them down or you're way too far ahead for them to catch you, they will want to drop down. So when it comes to my husband, every time I meet people, I don't wear a ring. Everything they'll ask me, so, tell me about your husband. He's not in the country, so there's nothing to talk about. Because I'm living in the United Kingdom at the moment, he's not here. So because he's not here, I'm not going to put my energy to a place that I am not. So my energy is here, 100% in the United Kingdom. But if you want to know how our relationship is, that's not a problem. I'll let you know. Almost every night, he speaks video call to his daughter, to me and things. Oh, so but how are you coping? Oh, you want to talk about the physicality of how we're coping? Well, here's the news. We never connected physically. We connected emotionally. It was the emotion. See, I had the emotional intelligence for this man that he couldn't even sleep. So he had to come back and figure out he's never met a woman like me before. See, there was the emotion. So we never connected physically first. So because we never connected in the physical first thing, which means whether he's next to me or not next to me, we are still connected. Because we connected emotionally, not physically. And this is what I'm trying to teach so many women. I'm trying to let them understand. Listen, you may have your husband living with you, physically right there with you, but he's not really emotionally with you. He's probably emotionally with another girl. And you don't even know it. He may mount you every night. You may all make love every night, but he's not emotionally there with you. Now, you may have one that's not next to you. He's far away. Yes, there may be some girls that can come say, oh, you know what? I laid with you. You may have laid with a physical man, but emotionally, he's somewhere else. And this is why you hear a lot of people say that men can lay down with a girl without being attached. Because you need to understand about the emotional intelligent. It doesn't matter whether you are a PhD and you are a woman that is a CEO, you are a woman in the corporate, whatever it is, XYZ. But if you don't know how to use your emotional intelligence with any male species in this planet, all this university mumbo jumbo you've done is a waste. It really is a waste of time. You see, a woman who understands her emotional intelligence does not ask to be respected. You command it. You command everything about you. I can step out of my house today, start walking and do. I don't need to ask for people to look at me. I command for people to look at me. Because I understand about the emotional intelligence. I can stand in front of a man today and he could be Bill Gates. He's not going to move me by the money of the amount of money and things that he has. We will talk and have a conversation. At the end I'll say, okay, thank you, goodbye. And it will fascinate them because they are so used to people wanting to get the email. They are so used to people wanting to get the number. Because for other people, be like, oh my God, that's the one opportunity of a lifetime. I had my PE. I went with her somewhere. And she was telling me, she goes, oh, I want you to speak to this person. I said, oh, that's great. And she goes, but you don't seem to be. I don't chase people. Because I know who I am. As a woman, I don't need to chase another person. If I hit you up once on a business proposal and then you see it and you don't get back to me, it's okay. I back off and I carry on. But I guarantee you, few months down the line, you're going to come look me up. But by the time you come, I may already have moved on with that. Because I've approached so many people that I thought would be so potential, some projects that I'm doing. And you know, as usual, male chauvinism, as always, they will think, oh, female, oh, mother of this, oh, this and that. Nah. And they think because they may look good or they may do whatever, that's the reason why I hit them up. But with all honesty, that was not the reason. I just thought for business-wise, we would be good pairs to pair. So something like that happened to me. So I moved on with that project and I gave it to somebody else. And it wasn't until then I saw the project. And then they hit me up, say, oh, my team will get back to you. And then they will let you know what's up. And I'm like, oh, it's okay. I don't need the team to get back to me and let me know what's up. Because I'd already got somebody. So thank you very much and God bless you. And that was that. So it's to say that being a woman is more than just your body. It's more than just smelling good and looking good and being skinny or fat, whatever, or hair, nails and lipstick and makeup. It's more than just that. Because you can be all of that on the outside and more. And still fail. And still not have the emotional intelligence in you. Emotional intelligence is so important. It's not every compliment that any man gives you that should make you just, oh, you like, oh, I think you're so great. I think you're this, oh my God, oh my God. No, don't take it to your head, honey. Because male, no, that's what moves women. And that's why you see a lot of people, especially men, that's come in my life, they will always tell you one thing, I am so hard to get. And then I say, why? I'm the most simplest person to get. I'm the most easiest woman you can get in this planet. I'm not the expensive type because I can do expensive for myself. I'm not the, you can even just take me to McDonald's for a first date and I'll be cool with it. How do you say that I'm hard? And it wasn't until I realized it's because of how I am. They can throw compliments at me and I'll ask them questions. And many girls don't ask questions. It's all part of the emotional intelligence. If you're not emotionally intelligent, then you will just believe anything a man tells you. But if you're emotionally intelligent, then you'll be like me. Well, maybe not like me, but you will understand why I did what I did. See, a lot of the men that I've had kids with, they thought they were more intelligent than me. And a lot of people watching me would think, oh, yeah, but look at you talking about emotional intelligence with men. But you are the person who have 5 kids with 5 different men. And where are those men? Let me tell you something about that. See, having kids with men has nothing to do with men. In case you didn't know, I'll tell you it again. Having children with any man has nothing to do with men. Has everything to do with you, the woman, being ready for those kids or not. And for a man to stay with you after you've had his kid, again, has nothing to do with anything. Because you see, women who stay in abusive relationship, women who stays when the men's are abusing the children, women who stays when the man is verbally and physically, and I mean terribly, cheating them left, right, and center, don't know who they are. So when I say I have the emotional intelligence, it means like this. When those men are approaching me, I'm in my prime season. The season where it's like, yeah, I'm ready for a child. I'm ready for commitment. I'm ready for everything. And I put everything on the table and I tell you, this is what I like, 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 this is what I don't like. So we heat it up. And then I find myself pregnant. And throughout the pregnancy, you start to act up. I have my emotional intelligence, and because I know who I am and I already know what's up, I'm going to let you go. Simple as that. Not because they left me and because I wasn't good enough. None of my baby father to date can tell me that I was not good enough. It's got nothing to do with not being good enough, because each and every one of them would have wished that we carried it on. But it's just that I knew who I am too much, and I think I was just too confident, and they didn't like that, because I realized they were never ready for a woman like me. It's like I was like a woman squirrel, you know one of those things when kids go to school and they say, oh, you see that girl, she's so pretty, she's so this or she's so this, oh, she will never look at a girl like me, she will never even want to be with a person like me, or let alone have my child. So I was that kind of a woman to them. So when I said, okay, yes, it was like, oh my God, it's like winning the lottery. But then this is just the problem. So many people win the lottery when they are not ready for the lottery. So what they do then is, you've heard it all on the news sometimes, you win 10 million pounds today, 7 days, you've blown it off, it's gone. Why? Because you didn't have the emotional intelligence on how to handle that lottery that you have, and because you also were not thinking that you were gonna get the lottery. So this is the issue that I had with all my baby father, and they're amazing people, they're beautiful, they're lovely. I have nothing bad to say about them. It's just at the time they were not ready for somebody like me. But right now, obviously, they've grown up, they are mature, and they're not seeing the mistake they've done. But I don't go backward, baby, I go forward. So that's just the thing. But they're very much in my life, and we speak every now and then. There's no hard feelings, there's no nothing, because I had the emotional intelligence to understand these people were just not ready for me. That's all. And that's how it is, like with so many of you. You're not ready for anything in life. You think because you are, you're a graduate, or because you did that and you could just flush your paper everywhere, say, this is what I do. And then they will throw you into this company, and you have people hitting you left, right, center, loving you, appreciating what you're doing, buying you flowers and X, Y, Z. And before you know it, you end up in a hotel with them and you sleep with them. You see that moment that you sleep with them, you've just degraded yourself. Everything about your paper doesn't count anymore. Because when you stand in front of that boss and you want to explain something, they will look at you as nothing. They will look at you just like any other girl. And you can't say anything now without being emotionally attached to them. Why? Because you don't even know what happened to you. You did not have the emotional intelligence to control it. Men will always hit on women. Whether we like it or not, they will always do. But you have to be woman enough to understand your value. You are more than just somebody that hits you up and bangs you in the hotel room just for the sake of you working with them, or whatever it's promotion or whatever one, I don't know. You're more than that. If you are being blessed to go to university and finish it and everything, please understand, you are not just your paper. You need to work on your emotional intelligence. You need to learn how to emotionally deal with things. I've let side chicks sleep on my bed while I sleep on the floor, because I call one of my baby father with somebody in the room in our home back in the place where it was. So I slept on the floor and I let her to take seat on my bed because it was nighttime when I caught them. And there's no way I would have let that girl wander around the high street, because I used my emotional intelligence and told myself, if something happened to this girl when she's out there, it is my baby father at the time that will get, blamed. And then he may get arrested and they may throw him to jail. Even though that relationship did not go forward, but I still was able to use my emotional intelligence to not do that to him. But some of you will just catch something or something, blah, 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 blah. You're not even thinking. And that's why I say emotional intelligence is very, very, very important. It will make you to act a particular way because you're not just seeing how you're feeling, but you're also seeing the whole outcome of every situation. It may be so cool to have somebody like Denzel Washington stand in front of you and say, honey, I love you. I will give you £2 million just to have a one night. But you have to stop and think, are this £2 million really worth it? You giving yourself like that? Nobody will know. Are you sure? Are you sure? Nobody will know. You see? So you have to use emotional intelligence. So if you don't have emotional intelligence, you will always be acting stupid. In relationship, you will not know how to manage it. So unfortunately for me, yes, most of the baby fathers did cheat. And unfortunately, I was always having to face with the side chicks all the time. But you see, the difference with me now is I don't chase side chicks. They chase me. The only time I'll probably chase a side chick is if they have a baby by my man. And I'll say, oh, congratulations. That's as far as I go. Because I have no need to exchange anything with anybody. Because I have the emotional intelligence to understand that's somebody's husband and somebody's father. So I'm not going to break up at home. Even though sometimes men don't always tell you the truth. And then you find yourself that you're falling in love with somebody who lied, said they didn't have a wife and children, and you find out later on that they have. You have to let them go. Irrespective of whether you're having a child with them or not, you have to let them go. And I've made those decisions as well. So I know what I'm talking about. They may not seem the best. And then the male may tell you that they were not happy where they were. And yes, and you can see that the male did not carry on the relationship with the other person. But the bottom line is you made an emotional, intelligent decision to not break up a home. So whatever they decide to do, whether they're going to break up on themselves, is not on your turn, because karma, it doesn't play. So emotional intelligence is something I believe schools need to start teaching people on how to live with other people. So that's all I wanted to really say. And these are the things that I tell my children every day. And my children are really great when it comes to emotional intelligence, very smart. And I love it that I started with them when they're very young. I didn't have to wait until they're older, because many people think that when kids are kids, they're just kids. They don't understand. Really. That's why in school, they are teaching them all the manner of things that they are teaching them. You keep thinking that your kids are kids. Don't tell them anything. It's okay. By the time they hit 18, that's when you want to tell them something. It's too late. It's too late. Start when they're young. Because you see me right now, by the time my kids reach 18, I start to live life. Why? Because the 18-year-old will teach the rest. And I'll carry on and I have freedom to now live my life. So it's just for a little while that you may not have the freedom of teaching your kids, continually teaching your kids, parenting them is very important. So yes, that's what I wanted to say today. There's a difference between IQ and EI, okay? Intelligent, quotidian, quotidian or whatever, and emotional intelligence. You can still say EQ as well, but it's the same thing, quotidian or tier, whatever. Yeah, I can't pronounce it, but yeah. So that's what it is. So yes, you may be intelligent, you may be a university, whatever. Like I've seen it many times. Somebody who's graduate and everything, they're amazing, they're so academically perfect, but they want to kill themselves. Emotional intelligence is not there. You know, one little thing that somebody done, they don't know how to handle fight, they don't know how to do, things, and these are just things that people don't talk about. And I think we need to start talking about it. And in this particular book, we're going to be talking about it. Let me just go. Yeah, so go on to the next year. Work on your emotional intelligence. And once you work on your emotional intelligence, then you will be able to be like Niina. Walk with everybody. Love everybody. Listen, when I say I love everyone, I do not remove even those who hate me. In fact, those that hate me, I love them even more, and I pray for them every day. That God will give them peace, that they can come back to me and speak to me so that I can show them the way that their life can be better again. I love people, because when somebody is hating you, it's not them, it's not their fault. it just means that something is not okay with them. And that's at that point, you just need to make them your friend. Can you imagine? I'm trying to make my enemy my friends just so that I can help them and heal them. Let God through me heal them. It's very important. So many people have gone through things in life that they are hurting. And they don't even understand it. Sometimes they don't even know that they are hurting. But what do? They take it out on people. They will look at someone like Niina and say, look at her. Che, huh? She goes on about five children from 5 different fathers, as if it's something to be proud about, boast about. My friend, it is for me. Oh, because if you had known where I'm coming from mentally, you will not understand why I have to stand like this and be so bold about it. But I speak it because I want to knock down every word, negative words that was spoken over my life. I have to speak like this so that I can knock down every negative word that these baby fathers have spoken over me, or the wrong things that they have done. And yes, I have to be so proud that I'm raising these kids to be perfect individual in this earth. I know somebody's son will marry my daughters and they will be happy. I know somebody's daughter will marry my son and thank the heaven for it, because they had a mother like me who did not use her pain to downgrade the kids, who did not use the pain that the fathers did to make the kid be somehow. No. If anything, she handled the pain. She faced the pain and she stood up and boldly started to declare what she had to declare. And that's me. And that is me. And that is why I talk the way I talk. Not because I'm telling people, go out there, have 5 kids with 5 different men. No. It's because I want people who are in that situation to know, just because you have 5 kids with 5 different men, or maybe 3 kids from 3 different men, and then the man that you are with is abusing you so bad that you can't leave that relationship because you are not saying, if I leave, people will think it's me. My dear sister, let them think it is you. What's important is you. You need to be the fullness you. You are better than that man treating you the way they're treating you. You cannot have a man who's today is calling you names, doing things, but publicly he wants to go and say all these things, nice things about you, but you come home, you know that he does not love you. He's not giving you the attention that you need. Kick him out. In fact, don't even kick him out. Pack your load, go. Oh yeah, pack your load and go. Because if you do not know your value and you want to remain there, I guarantee you, mark my words, it will affect your children. Because when mommy is not happy, the kids will not be happy. And this is something people don't understand, why I speak the way I speak, because I'm happy with myself. That's why my kids are happy. And people say, oh, they love children. No, they don't love children. The mommy is happy. Because you see, let me let you know into a secret that the Holy Spirit showed me. For those of you listening to me, you may not know what Holy Spirit is. Holy Spirit just means that, it's the third personality of God. Because I believe in the Trinity and I'm a Christian. So, the Holy Spirit revealed to me. You see, children come from inside a woman. So, inside of us is the home, is the spiritual home of our children. Mark what I'm telling you. So, when you physically give birth to a child, but you must understand that that child is still spiritually attached to your womb, your inside. Now, this is how a lot of mothers have destroyed the destiny of the children. By sleeping around different men, by going on this place, what you are doing, you are allowing all sort of spirits inside of you. So as those spirits coming inside of you is not just destroying you. See, this is what you people do not see. Is destroying the destiny of your children. So you see, some of us, if we are walking in celibacy, you are seeing us 7 years without men or 3 years, you think we are stupid. We are not stupid, but God has spoken a word and God has revealed things to us. We are protecting the destiny of our children. It is not always about you. There are things people need to understand. A lot of children are going through hell today because the mothers could not close their legs. Because the mothers could just not understand. The children's spiritual self is still attached inside of them. Some will even be pregnant by one man, and they will go and sleep with many men. Hey, Mashanta, please. That one, I don't understand how people can do that. So these are the things that is to deal with the emotional intelligence. You will be so angry. This is what this man has done for her. I will show him. You want to show men. One thing my grandfather always has told me, man, he's so rest in peace. He always told me, say, my child, no matter what in life a man does to you, you do not revenge them by the measure of what they did to you. I didn't understand at the time, but it makes sense today. No matter what my baby father's done, cheat on me or not, until I split and I walked out of the relationship and I knew 100% the relationship was over, I never cheated on them. And that's just me, because you do not do what the other person have done to you back to them, because you're a woman. Number one, when you do that, irrespective of how bad they did, you will become the bad one. You will become the bad one. And that one is not just about cheating. That one is also just in normal, in life as a general. When you do something bad to somebody, you go to the person and you say, I'm sincerely so sorry for what I've done to you. And that person in return does something bad to you. Automatically that person becomes bad, because you apologize sincerely. I'm not talking about the fake apologies. I'm talking about the sincere apology, because fake apology exists. Some people just pretend, I'm sorry. And then one day after, they go back to doing the same thing that they apologize for. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the sincere apology. So this book now, the LOV Truth, I'm going to touch on so many things. But one of the things I wanted to discuss was the IQ and the EI. Emotional intelligence is very important. And every of my book, for those of you who will get a chance to be reading all of them, just understand, I will always put God inside, because I don't speak to the surface. I tend to speak to the spiritual, the unseen. So I put in what God has shown me in the unseen, just giving you a different perspective of seeing your life. Because the whole point of it is so that your life can be transformed and glorify God. Because we walk on this earth so that we can show the light. So if we're claiming we are the light of the world in a dark world, then we cannot partake or do the things that people who don't see the way do. Because if you're in the dark, you wouldn't know that what you're stepping on is wrong. You just walk, you just go. But when you're in the light, you will know when darkness trying to creep in and be like, oh, no, that's the wrong way. Let me go this way. So you will know. So be blessed and let, God truly guide you for the year 2019. Because 2019, it's a year like none other. Yeah, you've heard people say this a lot, but for those who know they are spiritual being, 2019 is the year for the manifestation of the children of God to the world. Ooh. Welcome to my show, the Niina Live Show. Welcome to my show, the Niina Live Show. Welcome